going to be $9 billion by 2030. There's a misalignment of the business operations that can lead to $6 million in the wasted time. By 2024 itself, 75% of large enterprise will be using at least 4 low-code development tools, and there's a poor data quality continues to be there. And these are all publicly source information. So looking at all that, we built the product called Flip, which is a innovative low-code, no-code AI-enabled platform that streamlines the data operation management for business users. And where I was looking at your questions, like what is the uniqueness? The uniqueness is it is built for business users, not for developers. For developers, there are many tools out there in the market. So it is designed for flexibility. It simplifies the creation, visualization, deployment of data workflows, offers cloud-based and on-prem solutions to suit various business needs. If you are in healthcare, they want the data to be in their cloud. It can be deployed there. Or we have our SaaS version, and people who are comfortable using that, people use that. And it enhances speed and accuracy in the data transformation through AI integration, improvising the decision-making outcomes. And our target is to capture 5% of SME data ops market in the next 5 years. It is already in production, and we have live customers on this. Persona-wise, we are targeting total 3. The major one, which is the end user, which is the data ops or business analyst, because they are expected to have the shorter turnaround for all the data feeds, whether it's insurance, bordereaux, or the fintech data files, or invoice processing and whatnot. And they are the ones who deal with the poor data quality issues upfront, and they rely on more of IT. The other persona is the direct IT, which is all about scaling data transformation, IT priorities, limiting capacity, data quality, and format issue. And the third one is the CEO, which have to deal with the disjointed IT solution as more and more cloud uptakes are happening, and deal with CapEx and OpEx limitations and whatnot. So solution is what we have created. It's a no-code, low-code. It's a drag drop. It takes about 3 days to learn the entire product, and it deals with the complex data transformation, AI-enabled data mappers. A lot of AI is utilized in the read and the mapping and the answering the questions. And so for faster deployment, we have industry-specific accelerators, and it is automation ops ready. Compared to other products, I think the closest product that we compete with is DBT, and then there are a whole bunch of zillions of homegrown solutions. We have the advanced tool for data manipulation, reporting, and workflow customization. Usability-wise, it's no-code, low-code UI. And automation-wise, it has the real-time gap alerts, proactive monitoring, so that the operations relay, which usually happens about 4 to 6 weeks, they are caught up front. It integrates with pretty much all RPAs for the automated data entry or the data loaders that are out there. On the governance and security perspective, it integrates with all the governance solutions like Microsoft Purview and all that as of today. And it is cloud native and scalable and dynamically business needs. And if you look at the other products which are out there, which are very, very developer centric, and it has the option to integrate with the automation and integration and whatnot. So those are the plus points for the Flip compared to others. Social impact, because it's SaaS, because it's running in cloud, and it is democratizing the data access. And I think those are the only one I can highlight. It enhances the business agility. It shifts the job market towards more about the business users. Environmental impact reduces the carbon footprint as it is a cloud native application, and decreases the IT infrastructure. If you have to pick one of the many case studies that we have already developed on this product, let me just pick up the retail giant, which is used for invoice automation, invoice ingestion process, where they had 300 plus vendors producing or submitting the invoices into entirely different formats, where we use the AI to extract the information and automation rules for validation of the mandatory data that need to be done, and avoiding the manual data entry, which is actually led to the 82% reduction in the data entry errors and 40% faster payment processing and 43% reduction in operational cost. This is the team. One is me, and the other one we have the Aditya, product manager, Varun, the business analyst, and then the QA team and the designer. and they have a bunch of developers. We've been working for almost like 2.5 years. We've been live for almost a year now. Let me take you to the product demo. Just because of your time constraint, I'm using the recording so that we stay in time. So there are two major components, one being the data pipeline, so whether it is the Excel workflow or the unstructured PDFs and whatnot, one would need to create a data pipeline, which is all about setting up the header attributes and what the file is all about. If you were to tag and classify, you can do that. And then it's all about drag drop. You can use the automap. This is where the AI is utilizing all the historical data. No matter how big the data set is, AI can do a decent job in terms of 90 to 95% automatic data mapping. Or it could be a manual, if it is the data set is less, for example, in invoices, you can do a manual automation. And if there are any additional thing to be added, that can be added. And per data type, there are transformations are available so that the cleansing and enriching and transformation, those rules can also be built. Validation can be built. It can look up the target files, which are typically in all you'll find in the existing tools out there. So once this data pipeline is built, then the fun begins where we can actually define, okay, where the feed is going to come from. It can come from any cloud environment or FTP or email and whatnot. We pretty much support every possible way to receive the data, databases, cloud, non-cloud, on-prem. And then we can pick up the target also, it's like where all the data need to be pushed after once it is cleaned and then processed. All these are connectors out of the box available. Some of them are QuickBooks applications also. And then you're all set. The same data pipeline can also be built using the unstructured data that you may have or the file that you may have. So in this case, I have the invoice and I'm actually able to create a data pipeline either through the template way or let the AI do its job. So both are, if your data feeds are not really changing, you can use a template way, and the remaining process remains the same. So once the data pipeline is constructed, the automatic transformation shows up in the monitor, and the extracted data using the AI is presented to the user so that they can do the validation and feed it into the target. Coming to now that I have set the data feeds, now the question is, how do I monitor? So it has a visualization feature where I can visualize the entire data. And if visualization or the dashboard traditional approach is not sufficient, or if it is too many objects, then one could use our Flip Index, which is the LLM conversation ready model that we have, which you can connect to any database, and that database will be conversation ready. This Flip Index, it's also is deployed at least for different customers where we are enabling the conversation. Like in this case, show me all the invoices of last 3 months that we received, or give me the total amount of amount that we received from Nivea, for example. So it pretty much covers the template way, the AI way, the dashboarding from the looking in the data discovery, or the LLM way to ask any information. The same LLM you can enable on any database. So this is the entire comprehensive platform that we have built that is being utilized by our customers. So with that, I'll just take a pause, and I think we're pretty much on time to complete this one and see if there are any questions.
Thank you, sir. Let me add a spotlight to you again, and yes, we start with the Q&A.
Sure.
Professor Zhang, you would like to go first?
Oh, sure. Thank you very much. Very nice presentation. So I'm just curious whether you have some kind of customers right now, and what did they say about this platform?
So typically in the data analyst role, in any large operations team takes about 6 to 7 days per month in receiving the data, validating the data, transforming in the way that downstream process, ETL or whatnot, can process the data. So this particular product attacked those 7 days and pretty much automated. that was the major driver of this particular product. It coexists with any of these customers' investment on the ETL technology and whatnot, or AI/ML. And then, of course, once you're using the data pipeline, all the subsequent ones are natural extension, the visualization, the LLMs, and multi-feeds, asking AI and all that. Those are output, I mean, the side effect of the core processing of the data pipelines.
Yeah, but that's probably clear. Sorry, very quick follow-up question. So I'm just curious, how important this product is for those customers, right? I'm talking about the market impact.
I can give you one liner, which one of my customers has given as a video testimonial, saying they could move from $2 billion business to $3 billion business without adding any single person. That's the impact it is bringing to their business.
I see. Thank you. Okay, I see.
Sure.
Thank you, Professor Kulkarni. Sir, your question?
I have only one question. In terms of new technologies developed as part of this creation that you have, are there any patents that you can claim based on the product that has been created?
Using the Flip Index, there are multiple use cases that are being built, but I don't think we have the financial sense to really go after I do have patent myself for the data processing when I was leading Informatica, but right now there is one or two possibilities, but whether we pursue or not, that depends on the financial strength.
Okay, so the reason for asking that, in fact, that was to put it very simply. So the more difficult question is, what technologies have got created in the process that you can claim are unique? That was the primary question.
Yeah. There are unique, the generative AI use cases are being built on this one, which are part of the one that is not covered is the AI workforce. So today, one of the use case which got released on our AI workforce was the document proofreader, which is all about using generative AI, and it can tell you whether all your financial documents that you're presented has any anomalies across all your tables, arithmetic data, or your graphs, or data inconsistency on those. So I think that's a work in progress. That's why we have not really, but so far, whatever I presented, I don't think there is anything that is patentable or patent ready.
Okay. Maybe one more quick question.
Sure.
Is there any learnability being built into the system itself? See, because you're talking about business use cases, right?
Right, absolutely.
And yeah.
So it's a work in progress, but I can tell you that there is a live case study that we extend when one of our customers acquired a European business in insurance. We had to replicate the instance, and we roll out the same product to the same acquired division in Europe, and we did 3 days of training, and 6 weeks straight they could onboard 117 automations done utilizing same products. So that's the simplicity we are talking about. But is it can somebody start using all by own? I think we are just 3 days away of automating that process.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Sure.
Thank you. Professor Peter, your questions.
I will have only one question. So which part of your platform, of your product, was most intellectually challenging to develop?
Mostly around the ingestion and the mapping. Those are the two common problems that we see. Depending on the various document format that comes across, the accuracy, the normal accuracy of the AI model that are available in the market is anywhere between 80 to 82% or so. But here we are talking about the financials. So building that into around 95 plus and the entire operational ability was a little challenging for us, for sure.
How did you deal with this challenge? So what steps did you have to take to overcome?
I mean, I'm not really that AI-centric guy, but I'm hoping this would be a answer that can be done by my AI team who actually gone through the multiple training and collecting all possible invoice formats that are out there, close to 700 or so, and training the system to ensure that accuracy is above 90%, and being able to catch if the confidence score is little less, so that user can go in and in the monitor page can identify, correct it, and resubmit it. So that's the reason why it is more about the business user than the developers.
Okay, and sorry, I have one more tiny question. So
Sure,
the error in this transcription and basically AI powered OCR process, is it larger or smaller than what the human would be able to commit if this was done manually?
If this was done manually, the time it takes more, that is for sure.
Yes.
And and two is because they're taking more time, let me put it this way. Around 99% or 98% human processed data will not even be caught at least 6 to 8 weeks down the process when the reconciliation runs. So from the ingestion perspective, it gets perceived as, yes, it is error-free, but it gets caught later, and then that's why it has to be redone, all that. So the cost of the manual error is very, very high, whereas in case of AI, it gets blocked right away. And the accuracy that for the data that goes into the system is very, very high. I hope I answered your question. Thank you.
Wondering if there are other questions.
Great for Bhupendra. Sure, wonderful. Thank you so much. I hope it was.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Julius. And Mr.
Bhupendra,
just a minute. Before you leave the session, we are sending a link in the chat box. Please do copy the link. This is important for a self-evaluation.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. I wish you the best with the innovation, sir.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Jurors, please enter your score for this last presentation. Professor